Okay, so I said I was going to talk about supplies. This thing seems to be blurring when I move. Sorry about that. Anyways, the first thing you're going to need if you're going to make gaming terrain or dioramas or RT projects or that kind of stuff with me especially is you're going to need some patience, because I mean, to do things really nice, you know, there's such a thing as a 10,000 hour rule or something like that. I've been doing this for like 20 years, okay, so I can do some things just really naturally, and it'll take you a long time to do it, but you will be able to do it. You just have to practice, okay? And it's okay to make mistakes, okay? It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to change your mistakes into something else. It's just, I mean, you go with the flow, okay? And with some art projects, especially with the way like I sculpt and stuff, things will just come out of it, and it'll just, you know, you adapt, you improvise, you overcome, and you change it as you build it, okay? So that's the first thing you have to acquire, is a little bit of patience, and, you know, just some, you know, control on your attitude, okay? Now, the other thing with myself is I'm kind of showing you approaches, okay? Ways to, you know, just doing things like that. I don't really show you exactly how to do it, okay? I've done that in a couple vids, kind of, you know, they're real-time, well, one with a cardboard and one with that piece up there, which, by the way, I'm going to sell on eBay, I think, because I don't have 40K stuff, and it doesn't really fit in with my lizard, man. Well, maybe it does. I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to have a sale on eBay on a bunch of crap here, I think, in the next little while. And I'll announce it on here first so that you guys can kind of get ready and stuff, or, you know, I don't know. I need to do some web work here. I've been doing some web work for another company. Hey, that's why I've been pressed for time. I did a bunch of videos and they just didn't frickin' work, the audio, and this one isn't looking like it's going to work either, but I'm going to try it anyways, okay? Just to give you an update as to what the heck's going on. Lots of weird personal shit going on in the life, hey? Man. What can you do but, hey, just keep going on. It'll get better. It always does. Apparently you only get what you can handle, and apparently I can handle this, so, but, man, you know, when you're pressed for time and you got no time for things, and you're tired and you're bagged out at the end of the day, man, it's your friends that suffer, eh, and it's your friends that you expect sort of to understand, you know, so, yeah, I've been away for a bit, hey, but, I mean, like, I've been on, I kind of check things, but, holy jeez, I'm so freaking, this takes all time, hey, I mean, if you've done a few videos, you know, it takes time to do videos and stuff, and, I mean, this stupid friggin' thingy that I'm using here, what the hell is it called? Anyways, you know, you use these and you plug them into your, old Sony Handycam type thing, and run it through this thing, which keeps kicking off, I don't know, so I'm changing some things on here, but, anyways, it takes friggin' forever, so, I haven't had much time for doing that kind of shit. I have done a whole bunch of videos, like I said, but the audio is all screwed up on them, so I gotta try figuring out what's going on with that. And sometimes it takes longer to re-edit than it does just to reshoot and redo it all, eh? So I'm kind of torn between that point. Sucks, you know. Anyways, supplies wise, yeah. Okay, foam. I'm gonna sell some foam to people that can't freaking find it and keep asking me for foam. Okay, I can only sell it in a box where the length plus the width plus the height has to equal 89 centimeters or less, and 1/2 inch and 1 inch is your best options. They're the most versatile. You can build the most stuff out of 1/2 inch and 1 inch stuff. The 2 inch is kind of, it's okay to experiment with, but it depends on what you're doing. Okay, so get a hold of me and I can get you, you know, 2.5 inch, you know, 1.5 inch, stuff like that. But trust me, bang for the buck, you know, 1/2 inch and 1 inch is the most versatile. If you're building a hill, you can layer 1 inch, okay, like glue them together, laminate layers, okay. And in fact, you can make, you know, your hill up with let's say 2 layers of 1 inch, dig a hole in it, so you've got kind of a, you know, a big cavernish a pot mark, or like a you know, a bomb blast crater type thing, and then you have your next 2 layers fit over top of that. So when you've got it as a big hill, it looks like a big hill. Or you can take that top piece off and use it as a big crater and a small hill. Okay, so there's, I mean, 1 inch is probably your most versatile. So anyways, I will sell some of that. Okay, just get a hold of me. Let me know where you're at. Postage is a freaking drag. What can I say? Hey, I mean, like, postage is more than the foam. Okay, I figure I can get about $10 worth of foam into one of those boxes. Okay, that's random pieces type thing. If you got really specific requests, probably gonna charge you 15. Okay, and up here you can probably get a 1/2 inch sheet for $10, maybe a little bit less. It's cheaper down in the States if you can find it, but I know you can't get it everywhere, eh? And overseas it's a ridiculous thing. But overseas postage is more. Okay, I've got to send it ground, unless you got lots of money and you pay for air or expedited type thingy. But anyways, get a hold of me and I can show you the prices. I will type something up and put a link on this video here later on. Okay, that's what I will do. That's what I will do. I don't know why it's blurring like that. That's really strange. Really strange. Hey, by the way, anybody collecting 07, 08 hockey cards? I'm trying to get sets together for my grandkid for down the road, eh? So right now I'm working on the OPG 07, 08, and I have that many more that I need. So if you collect OPG and you want to trade, get a hold of me. Okay, I have, well, you can see I have a whack of hockey cards there. I got a bunch of crap. Hey, once you start collecting crap, it's hard to get out of your system. Under 10 minutes, yeah. Okay, so I will do a video on what I'm going to sell, or I will, jeez, I should work on the website. That's what I started doing, was saying I was going to work on the website. Anyways, this is already friggin' way too long. How long is this? Doesn't say. Anyways, talk to you guys soon.